we can watch the world from inside our nice little cave, safe and sound, as we like to be. Hey guys, welcome back to episode 2. We've lost one of the birds. Don't ask what happened to him. But we have some pretty big plans for today. We're not making just a simple hole in the ground. Yeah. Isn't that right, Greg? I remember his name is Greg now, and it was not actually Goobert. So I apologize for the crimes I have committed. He says that's fine. He's a goober anyway. I have a nice list of things that I need to do. Just in case I forget them. But you know, I have a lot of materials to collect for what I'm planning on today, because I think today we might start off by building something a pirate actually needs. Now, before I get started here today, I just previously got myself a few little things that I might need as a pirate. I managed to get myself some mending for my diamond pickaxe from a nearby village that I have been, tormenting. And I recently also discovered that the villagers there in said village do not want to breed with each other. What we are going to do is we are quickly going to make a little spyglass for ourselves because, well, pirates do need to be able to spy now, don't they? I once was a pirate contractor, but since I am in the process of currently updating myself to become a pirate, we're starting out pretty small. This isn't exactly lavish living for a pirate. Neither is my vessel, my terrifying boat of pirateness. So we might need a few upgrades to our little pirate empire that we're building. And I'm collecting up a bunch of spruce currently because we're actually going to need so much of it. I'm going to be building what any good pirate needs most, and that is going to be a boat. So we're actually going to get started on the boat building right this second, actually. Just like that. Pirate ship. We've done it. Gotten ourselves the mightiest of pirate ships. And we can sail the high seas. Except I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry I made that joke. What we're actually going to be doing is we're going to be building a big pirate ship around these parts here. Because this is going to be where my pirate kingdom is going to begin. And there's obviously going to be areas where we're going to build up a castle and a port and everything a good pirate society needs. I have a little inlet here that could be kind of fun to work with. Just a random piece of coal. That's intriguing. Closer to our cave, I think we're going to build a ship. Kind of, not quite docked, but definitely getting ready to. In the process of transporting goods to and from an area. We're going to build one right here, and it's going to be massive. We're not building a tiny little pirate ship. No, we're building the biggest pirate ship you have ever seen in these waters. Just you wait and see. What is my arm doing? Oh, now my arm is in my eyeball. Real quick, I just wanted to hop into a little testing world and experiment with a few of my ideas. I am looking at some images on the internet of pirate ships. Various ones. I'm even looking at a Lego version of a pirate ship. Thinking of something like this so far. This is gonna be one of the decks. Here's the main deck, and then up here will be another section. Down here we have the lower area, and then down here, I'm guessing this is where we're gonna have some of the cannonballs. So I was just thinking I'd show you through some of my steps, some of my processes as I'm building, because I'm not exactly going to be experimenting all of this in survival now, am I? Okay, this is gonna be the layer where we have cannonballs. That's not looking too good now, is it? We got something like this. We're coming up with ideas. Maybe not that. And then kind of at this layer down here is where the water level will be, and then the rest will be under the sea. And that's not important to me. So on this layer, we kind of maybe have something like this coming up. I don't know. I'm going to be incorporating a lot of spruce into this because that's kind of the only real building block that I have, sufficient access to. For the shape of the ship, I think it is coming together. The real challenge will be the sails, because what the actual heck am I supposed to do? I've seen people do all different kinds of sails in Minecraft before, but, you know, I've never built one. Maybe we make this thing come out a bit. Okay. This is going to be like the captain's quarters and all of that, and it's going to need to be built up like this. I kind of made these areas down here a little bit complicated because I like them like that. Now, is that going to be easy to build in survival? Who knows? Oops, I just broke something. But we're building it. How is that looking? Not horrible, but we need to bring this guy down for certain. I've been trying to work out the shape of the front of the boat a little bit better, but I think I made it too low, so I'm gonna bring the whole thing down a bit. You know, the pointy bit of the boat that's supposed to go ahead, that's not too bad. Getting back into the actual survival world, I think we might try and, you know, find a location for our boat, make a platform for us to build on. There's some squids around here. This is a nice area. I'm thinking, you know, that the boat's going to be able to turn around. We're working on a pretty big boat. So I'm thinking we're going to put it like right here, which does pose an issue because it's not near anything. So we're going to need to build out from over here. I've loosely made the dimensions of the boat so we can work with that. Right now we're just going to build up the scaffolding so we have something to, you know, work with. Make it a giant dirt pathway out into the ocean, as any good pirate would do. Pirates are known for making dirt pillars in the ocean. It's one of their favorite hobbies and activities. I would know, I'm kind of a big deal in the pirate business. I am their only hired contractor. So on the 18th block exactly, we can begin. Measured from that point. We can begin the pirate ship. Here we go. Gonna take a while. Might be here for a few days. Hard at work right now. Doing the old piratey business of you know, building lots of boats. Look at us. Alone here in this pirate empire, building away. And just like that, the half of the first layer is pretty much complete. Just got the other 5,227,684 left to do. Yay! Good fun. So real quick, I thought I might just try and explain just how I went through the process of building this boat. When I'm thinking I want to build a boat, because it's kind of a complicated shape to begin with. It's kind of complicated to really get a grasp on mentally, I guess. At least it was a bit for me. It was definitely a challenge. I've never actually built a pirate ship before, believe it or not, both in the game and out of the game. So when I was building it in my creative world, it was definitely an undertaking. But I guess the main thing that really helped me was just looking at reference images on the internet. I did say I looked at a Lego build. That is true. I did look at a Lego build of a pirate ship. That was actually helped because the Lego build was very much easy for me to like understand and figure out each individual piece of the boat and where it needs to end up going. And then I looked up a bunch of other pictures of ships and boats and stuff like that. And basically, I mean, the shape of a boat and when you're building the ship itself is kind of more of a naturalistic form rather than a super man-made form, despite the fact that it is man-made. It's very organic in a way, in the way that it is built. It's almost like building a giant fish, but it's a boat. I don't know if that comparison is the best, but we're just gonna go with it. The boat is the fish. They both have to swim in the water. And so as I was building it, I was just trying to keep like, you know, an organic understanding of the shape as I was going, just editing it and reforming different shapes every time it looked a bit unnatural or a bit strange. I did try to make the boat a little bit of the more fancy and tall, not necessarily the most realistic boat in the entire world. So I definitely had my own interpretation of how a pirate ship is supposed to be, but I really enjoyed building it both in my creative and in survival. I I'm surprised by how much I actually enjoyed building it in survival, despite the fact that I was using stone axes. We don't need to talk about the stone axe part, but it was actually quite fun because despite I was just referencing my own images of what I had built in creative in order to place it down into survival. I know there's mods to make that a lot easier, but I was just having a lot of fun just figuring out each thing, kind of like it was its own puzzle. And so, as I was building it up, a few things I did notice, in case you ever want to build a boat in your own world, is that the front of the boat is a lot more complicated than people think it is. It has a lot of very important shapes that have to be a very specific way, or else it's going to look like the boat is going to fall into the sea and never come out. So do keep that in mind if you want to build your own big ship. I would highly recommend that you guys look at images of boats yourself and from there try and piece together your own build. I mean, like, look at references for anything you're working on that you don't quite fully understand. That's just in general a good thing to kind of remember to do. If you're really lost on where to even begin with a pirate ship, I was actually thinking, because I am going to need to be building more pirate ships in the future. We are building a pirate empire, not just a solitary pirate ship, you know? So because we're building a lot more boats in the future, I was thinking that if you guys would like to see a tutorial for a pirate ship, do let me know, because I could be theoretically doing that in the future. And I could do step by step where each individual block is going to be like located in case you want to also build a pirate ship. I could make a design that you guys could also do. So would you look at that? We've gotten the base of the boat. So far it has been not too exciting. Not much has happened except for just days and days of building, like I said. On this construction site, we very much care about our OSHA compliancy. And as you can see here, the boat has a giant hole in it. Now, we are running into two issues so far as we are doing this. One, we are running out of spruce very quickly. You never truly imagine just how much spruce you probably need until you have to build something with a lot of spruce, and then you're like, oh no, I need some spruce. We are going to put in some floors to the boat. To be honest, I just want to have fun building a boat. I've got no real reason to be building this right now. This early in the game. It makes no sense for me to be building a boat. I mean, we are lacking in a lot of tools. We probably should, spend some time upgrading my tools considering I'm using stone axes. I deeply apologize for the stone axes, as it's not the best tool to be using, but our budget is pretty tight. All my iron is at the village that across the sea. I do need to go mining properly for like diamonds and stuff like that, and get an enchanting setup. The things one might actually need. I have a mending pickaxe, and yeah, I don't even have enchantments. But hey, this is the pirate way. It's the pirate adventure. It's the pirate life. I just keep saying pirate stuff, and then eventually people will have to believe you. So, I'm gonna get back to work. This was a nice detour. Just a few more trees to chop down. See, we still got some wood left. But yeah, that was like 8 stacks of spruce logs. This is 2 more. So at this stage in time, I think we might actually start making some of the decks instead of building up the boat. Because we want some floor to step on. There's gonna be quite a few floors to this boat. We're obviously gonna have the lower decks, but we're not gonna work on those right now. Here we have where we're gonna put in the cannons. So they're just gonna kind of go on this level. Just at least make a platform around the place. I think this lower deck, we don't know how deep the boat is going to go. It probably won't go too deep into the water, and it might only go down like 2 blocks. So for now, we're just gonna give ourselves a ladder up, and we'll hold off on the bottom level for now. Then up here, we're going to have another layer right about here. Above that, at the very top, is going to be where the main layer of the floor of the, boat ship, what do you call it? The deck. That's it. The main deck of the boat. But for in here, we're going to have a whole lot of slabs making up this whole area. Can you imagine sailing the high seas in one of these boats? Looking out the window with your cannonballs and throwing them out, chucking them out the window? Very easy to spy through and see all the vast places in the distance to plunder. Nothing much today. Nothing much out here so far. But it's fine. We gotta build the things that we need to be plundering. We can bring these guys through like this. And we can begin work on the main deck. Except we've already run out of all of the wood that we own, so... back to chopping some trees down. So I've collected up a little bit more wood. Hopefully it will be enough to at least complete a bit more. But we're also going to collect a bunch of bamboo too, because I want to use some bamboo for some of the railings. So here we have a little section that is going down to the lower deck. And we could just put a little door in here with our little staircase. And that's the entrance, kind of, from this area down below to up here. So much going on up here right now. It's really exciting. And then up here we have this upper deck area that's going to be over here. And we can quickly clean up this area now that we have this going. We already have now a staircase and proper access to this area, so we can get rid of this, pretend it never happened. Down on this layer, I actually forgot an important detail, so we're just gonna put these guys in. I did remember in some spots. It's supposed to be like a little window, I guess. Not really a balcony. I don't entirely know if we're gonna be getting to any interiors today. We might be doing that in the next part. I don't know what we're gonna be putting inside of this boat, but we're gonna fully furnish it, maybe. I would like to. I think that would be fun, but, you know, depending on who I am as a person, I might get distracted and do something else. So, no promises, but I would like to do the interior. If we look at the plan I made, we're gonna need some spruce fences. We're gonna need... we got some trapdoors. And we got some spruce wood. That's pretty much it. We need some spruce slabs. We can get back to building this section. And hoping that we're getting closer, ever closer, never quite there, to at least completing the main section of the boat, the main wooden part of the boat. The sails are gonna be another story. That's gonna take a long time because I have to figure those out. Still, I have not done them, not even in my creative world. We look at the plan and it says this one go here and then it go here, and then we have this, and what? This? Yep, we got it. We're doing this amazingly. We're getting there. Gotta get the stairs in. 4 stairs like that. And then we put in some fences. That is how we copy a plan from an image that I have next to me on my phone. And we got something like this. Wow. Put some fences in. And we can move along to this section over here. And it's just going to be a very slow building like this until we get to the other side. I now have a bunch of badly taken photos on my phone of all of the different angles of the boat that I needed to reference. They are just sitting there in my storage, taking up space now. I could delete them, but you know, maybe they are fond memories of my time building this pirate ship. Fond memories that need to be remembered by my phone specifically. And so now they will sit there for however long they do, until one day I delete them because I need more storage on my phone. I mean, is it not the piratiest way of all to just not do the normal logical thing of downloading a mod to make it way easier, but instead doing the illegal method of building it all in creative, taking pictures of it, and then translating it into Minecraft the old-fashioned way that everybody used to do and now nobody does anymore because there's reasons why they don't do it. But this way makes me feel like I'm actually building it and not just placing blocks. So I do enjoy it way more. Okay, so I have been doing some more building in my creative world, coming up with some more ideas for the bit up here. And we're gonna be using some brown concrete powder. So we're gonna need some brown dye. So we're going on our little expedition right now. It's very lucky we do live in a giant jungle. And we're gonna go over here across these waters and see how many cocoa beans we can gather up. Look at them plump cocoa beans. Delicious. Just yoink these and we'll be on our way. Now we go back across the waters to our beautiful pirate ship. And we're going to work on the main area, which is going to be where the captain gets to live. And it's also going to be maybe where we have the kitchen of the ship. And also a, like, formal dining area. Because we're pirates, we're not sophisticated. We are very sophisticated. We're very sophisticated pirates, as sophisticated pirates do. They have giant ships with a dining room on it. I don't know, maybe they sold a boat from some merchants or something and are using it for their own purposes now. We'll just say anything to have a nice area on top. I mean, the real question is, why wouldn't we? Just because pirates are associated with mischief and tomfoolery doesn't mean that they can't have a good time in a nice formal setting. Let's hope this is going to be enough concrete powder, because we don't have much more gravel. We are putting in a balcony right now. Gotta collect up some wool for the sails eventually, so I'm just collecting some resources in the meantime while it rains. Our pirate ship seems to be loading in pretty nice, I'd say. Already looking very piratey. But as you can see, very, very far from being done. I managed to get myself some iron to make some iron tools. So we can have iron axes and stuff like that. And I got the wool from my village too. We're probably going to need to be cutting down some more wood soon. But for now, we'll ignore that. And we'll build up a staircase to the next level. Wow. Okay, so this is going to be the doorway into the main part of the cabin. Here's going to be where we have all of our parties and entertainment. Then we get these guys in. Bring these guys in up as well. I don't actually think anyone will see this block, so we'll just put this guy in here. With a barrel in like that. A stair in like that. And a little jungle trap door. We have a nice little window to look into the captain's quarters. And dining room and kitchen and fun time area. Official name. This one's gonna have to go up this full way. This come over like this, and then this go over like this. I think I just do some brown concrete powder like this in these spots, just like that. And already we've got our first little wall over here. Okay, gathering more wood time. Gathering more wood to build up my boat. Yay! Would you guess that we're gathering up some wood? Okay, let's go on our mission to gather the next 5,000 pieces of wood again. I've actually been doing some thinking as I'm climbing up this tree. Any good boat and any good pirate needs a good name for a pirate boat. That grand ship there in the distance, that one right there under construction. It can't just be named a boat or a ship. It needs a proper name. And since I do have my loyal good friend Greggory, who's actually the owner of my construction company, I'm thinking I'm going to name it the... I don't know. I mean, in America they're usually called the USS something or other, but we're not exactly government affiliated now, are we? So instead we're going to call it the Mighty Greg. Or, yeah, we'll do the Mighty Greg. That sounds like a good name. Maybe not Greg. The Mighty Goobert. The Mighty Gregola. The Mighty Garoni. The Mighty Ship of, Bird. Gregirate Ship. It's getting worse with each iteration. I think it's about time we stop this tomfoolery with us being on a floating vessel. I mean, boats do need to float. That's kind of how they work. But I mean, we don't want that to be floating on dirt. No, that That would be silly and unrealistic. But we just want to make sure it looks like it's actually, you know, not going to fall into the sea. That's a pretty important thing for a boat to do. Basically going around the entire side outside right now, and we are almost complete. But obviously that isn't going to be everything. We do need to do another layer below that. On all of these blocks around the sides, we are going to put some dirt there so we have something to work with. And then on this here underside, we are going to place these guys down. I realize I really don't need to be doing this. This is a waste of wood, because nobody's going to see it from the underside now, are they? Except for the dolphins and the fishies. And then we're just going to fill in all the little gaps in between everything, like so. We are slowly putting things together. Really working hard on all of this stuff. We're going to put our trapdoors in here. Mirroring what we have on this side onto the other side and working out where everything else is going to go. We're going to have lots of balconies around the side and we're going to have a big balcony on the back. And we had the perfect amount of trapdoors for that. That's nice. Okay, we're going to have to take a little detour on our boat building because we need bones. We need white dye, actually, specifically, so that we can make gray dye. So we're going to have to go adventuring back in my favorite little hole in the ground. Over here to my favorite cave. In the whole wide world. Down here into this hole in the ground we go. We find where I once mined eons ago, and we look to what. Oh my goodness, Bartholomew and his good friend. Jeez, I have forgotten about them. We need to really get on finding them a place to live. This chest is not great for an axolotl to live in. But hey, at least they have some food still. So they're not exactly starving to death in here. So, 2 missions today. We're going to go get bones. And we are also going to maybe get some obsidian. To find my way down. Slowly, hopefully. Not the, not as good fast way that we could do. But would be quite, oh, what the heck was that? But would be kind of more painful. These poor fish, I'm witnessing a tragedy right now. I'm sure they'll be fine, though. This place is quite dangerous, but we will persevere. Wow, we did it! We got some obsidian. Getting some more. I have found an iron vein, and there is so much iron in here, oh my goodness. To do our enchanting, we're actually going to travel across the seas to my village setup, so that we can actually get books and stuff like that for it. A good pirate detour, I do say. Not quite the pillaging that I am used to, but, you know, still quite reasonable. And just like this, we've got an enchanting table. We will enchant up some of my tools. We can make a few bookcases to put around this guy here. Let's make a blue one of these. Some blue booties. Feather falling too. There we go. I'll get that one. Protection 1. Terrible, terrible thing. But we can add some aqua affinity onto it. I think we are good to go back to our boat and continue construction. Now that we're back on the boat and we have finished our adventuring, we're going to get back to work figuring out where each individual block goes. So we have our glass and we have pretty much all the blocks we need. I mean, there's really only one thing left to do. We're just going to finish up this area of the boat. You know, when it comes to the inspiration for a lot of these bits of the boat, a good deal of it actually comes from this one dream I had where I was a pirate and I was sailing the high seas, except for some reason everybody hated me and were coming after me, and so I had to go and fight all the other pirates. And there was lots of pirate stuff happening. It was good fun. It was a very fun dream, 10 out of 10 dream. And ever since, it has made me really love the pirate life that I have never experienced. And so of course I was like, geez, these are such great ideas. I must let them do something and then create something with them. Because how could I not, you know? When people try and go after you in a dream because you accidentally tried to, like, do something to the captain of one of their ships or whatever. And so then everybody's like, oh no, we have to chase this one random person around. Then you turn it into a build in the video game. That's the lesson I'm teaching you today. Anyway, this entire building process made me consume way too much chocolate the entire time I was doing this, because I had chocolate next to me and I was just consuming it the entire time, so... Oops. Okay, we have the captain's quarters walls in, and now we can get started on the final layer and the final deck. And this will kind of just be as far as we're getting to today. We're not going to get to the sails. We're just going to finish up this bit today and call it a day then. We have a bit of an interesting pattern. We have some jungle trapdoors like this. Then I'm placing some spruce trapdoors like on the inside, and then a slab on the outside. So we have a bit of a wavy little edge on this side so that we can have a proper railing. Actually, I just realized in the center none of this is going to stay because this is going to be where something else goes. But for around here at least, we can just do this alternating pattern. And we slowly inch our way around the boat. So this little section is actually going to go up a little bit, I believe. Some of these barrels are going to go upside down stairs like so. And we're going to be putting these around the place like here. And we'll place the stairs in like this. And then we'll have a little fence gate to finish up the railing on this area. In this little section, the floor is going to be raised up a bit because this is where the wheel is going to go. And so the deck will come up like this and wrap around this section. It's going to be a sloped deck up here. And of course, the railing is going to come around, wrap around finally on this side and finish off kind of like that. This is going to be where the wheel ends up going. And so we'll just, it's kind of hard to build a wheel in this game. So I came up with a little bit of a design. Don't know if it's amazing, but it will have to do because we don't have circles in this game, okay? We have to use our imagination. Place everything down, call it a day. We look at it and we say, wow, that does not look like a wheel at all, but it's okay because we can just pretend it is. And can't really see too well past the boat, but you know, it happens in life. It's getting there. And we're going to have another section that goes up. We're going to quickly figure out how we're extending the railing. It's going to end up like this. This guy is going to have to disappear. The railing is going to go up pretty high on this one, it seems. Like this. And then up here, we're going to have a little spruce log. And these are all going to have slabs on them, and then we're just going to repeat that entire thing on the right side. We're not doing any of the sails today, but we will mark out where one of the sail, posts will go. So we know where that's going to end up. All around the back here. This area is going to go up another block like so. It goes up to this back section where we can put in a bunch more of our trapdoors. We are going to put in some spruce logs along here. Just like so, because we can't exactly have two trapdoors on the same block. And over here, we have those trapdoors, and I think that's pretty much done. And just like that, we have this upper deck already done. So that's pretty fun and exciting, I'd say. We will at least build up some of these pillars just a little bit, even if we're not putting anything on them right now. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Maybe we have this one a little bit closer on this side. It's going to be in the way of the steering wheel. So we're going to have to make sure that the sails don't block the steering wheel once we get around to that. Eventually we'll have ladders going up all of these. But for now, they'll just be empty posts like this. And in the next episode, we'll actually put sails on them. And we'll also put on some finishing details on the outside of the boat because I think it's a little bit colorless. We need to add some ladders to get up onto the boat with. And maybe we might add some buttons just for some color. A few other things. We need sails, we need a name, we need everything. This boat is not done. But considering that we started with not a boat today, and just the water, this is pretty good. I think I might just add one final layer to the bottom of the boat today, just to finish off the actual hull of the boat. And then we will be done. So this is the underside so far. I'm thinking I might add a few lower bits here and there. I'm doing it in jungle slabs just because I tried at first doing it with the spruce, or this layer in spruce, but it just looked way too dark and you could just like see it a mile away, and I don't really want the underside of the boat to be noticeable. And I think the jungle spruce makes it blend in more with the ocean, at least a little. There we go. We'll go see it from the outside now that it's all basically done. We also need to, you know, fill in the inside so that we don't have water in the boat, but that's going to take a while. Really quick, I'll take you on a quick tour of the inside of the boat. As you can see, there is no real proper way onto the boat as of yet. This is my staircase. Very fancy, very fun. Here are the decks of the ship. We got that one, this one, and this one up here. And this one has the wheel. I don't actually remember the name of what these are called, so it's just the wheel that turns the boat. Down on this level, we will also have the anchor spinny thing, probably like right here. And then that will go through the entire boat. In here we have the captain's quarters and the kitchen and all of that. It is very fancy and very fun, as you can see. So many things in here. Lots of balconies. Oh, this is a window method that I thought I'd be trying out. I have seen other YouTubers use this one before. I think one of the first people that came up with it was ep.2. We have that here. I thought it added something nice. I thought all of the other window types just didn't look quite right in this spot, so I decided to do a double layer one. And of course, we have plenty of balconies. Originally, I was going to have them all wrap around and you could connect all of them, but it didn't turn out that way. Isn't that right, Mr. Squid? Yeah, look at him. He likes some balconies. Then across here we have the entrance to the belly of the boat. We will have some, you know, bits here where we can like, that will open up, that storage could go down into, but I haven't built those yet, obviously. We're just building the main hull today. We're not doing all the fancy stuff. In here, we might turn this into 2 layers because there's enough room. And we have our little balconies, not balconies, windows. We can see out our windows. Look at how fancy these windows are. And of course, got a beautiful dirt pillar. We have plenty of space to work with on these lower levels. We have this other level, which will be where the cannonballs go. And then finally, we just saw this. We have the bottom part of the boat that I'm clearing out with dirt. Wow, truly becoming a pirate. I think I'm going to become a pirate soon. I mean, with this level of pirateness, I mean, how could I not become a pirate? At this rate, we're gonna have a whole pirate empire in like a matter of minutes. Days, maybe, actually. Maybe a few months. I'm not the quickest pirate in the world. But it doesn't matter, for we will sail the high seas and learn just how it is to be a pirate. I don't even remember how I came up with this whole pirate business, but here we are. And we will be thriving. And there we have it, our nice, beautiful pirate ship. But considering we have done a lot already today, we've gotten the entire hull of the ship, and we have the entire interior still left to do, I think we'll do the rest of the pirate ship in the next episode. But for now, I think this is pretty much it, and I hope you guys like my pirate ship. Before we go, we gotta do something real important. But look here. We can stand atop our pirate ship and look out to the seas, I mean. In the last episode, I did get a comment on how does one hypothetically become a pirate? Again, hypothetically. And my answer to you is, well, it's quite simple. You just, and then you do. You're welcome for that amazing information. I hope that was exactly what you wanted to hear and very informative. We do have quite the mighty vessel. The mighty Greggory is coming along pretty well. We just, again, need to get some finishing details. I, unfortunately, am thinking I might need to go find a dark oak forest. So that might be, something, because I have no idea where one of those might be. Maybe we do some exploring in the next episode. That sounds piratey. Pirates like to explore. So until then, I hope you guys have a wonderful day doing some pirate stuff. Or not pirate stuff. It's up to you whether or not you want to be a pirate. But until then, I will see you guys in the next episode, and I will be off adventuring in the pirate seas in the great beyond. So, goodbye!